There is a person you talk to more than anyone else. It is not your spouse. It is not your best friend. It is not God. It is a screen. It is the first thing you reach for when you wake up. It is the last thing you hold before you sleep. And somewhere along the way, without deciding to, you let it take a place it was never meant to have. This is not a video about deleting your apps. This is a video about who you have been running to instead of God. Because the screen is not just wasting your time, it is quietly replacing the things your soul was built to need. Real presence, real prayer, real people, real silence with God. And the most dangerous part is that it does not feel like replacement. It feels like relief. Here are 7 signs you have replaced God with a screen and you do not even know it. Sign 1. God is no longer the first voice you hear. There was a time your morning might have started with Him, a prayer before your feet hit the floor, a verse before the noise began. Now the first voice you hear is an algorithm. Before you have said good morning to God, you have absorbed 100 other voices. The news, the comparison, the outrage, the endless scroll. Whatever gets your first waking minutes is what is discipling you. And for most of us, it is no longer God. It is a feed designed by strangers to keep you looking. Psalm 5:3 says, "In the morning, Lord, you hear my voice." The morning still belongs to a voice. The question is whose? Sign 2. You reach for the screen the moment you feel anything. Watch yourself the next time you feel a flicker of discomfort, boredom, anxiety, sadness, even a second of silence. Your hand moves to the phone before your heart moves to God. It has become the reflex that prayer used to be. There is a study that found many people would rather receive a mild electric shock than sit alone with their thoughts. We are that afraid of our own silence. But silence is where God speaks. When you numb every uncomfortable moment with a screen, you are not finding peace. You are avoiding the very place God was waiting to meet you. The discomfort you keep scrolling past might be the exact thing He wanted to talk about. Sign 3. You feel connected, but you are more alone than ever. This is the cruelest trick of all. You have hundreds of friends you never see. You have endless conversation and no one to call at 2 a.m. Research now shows that the more people rely on screens for connection, the lonelier they actually become. As many as a third of teenagers now talk to an AI companion. Nearly 1 million people a day pour their hearts out to a chatbot instead of a person. And it works for a moment. The screen always answers. It never argues. It never asks anything of you. But a voice that only tells you what you want to hear cannot love you. It can only keep you. The research is blunt about this. The comfort is real, but the isolation it leaves behind is deeper than before. God did not design you for frictionless connection. He designed you for the messy, costly, holy work of loving real people. And no screen will ever carry your burdens or sit with you in the dark. Sign 4. You would rather be entertained than be still. When was the last time you were fully alone with God and no second screen? No podcast, no music, no background noise, just you and Him. For many of us, the honest answer is we cannot remember. We have filled every gap, the commute, the meal, the waiting room, the lonely night. We have made sure we are never alone with our own soul. But God is often found in the stillness we are terrified of. Be still and know that I am God, the scripture says. Not be busy, not be entertained. Be still. You cannot hear a whisper in a room you keep filling with noise. Sign 5. Your phone gets your best attention and God gets your leftovers. Be honest about the math of your day. How many minutes on the screen? How many minutes with God? It is not even close, and you know it. We give our sharpest, most alert hours to the feed, and we give God a tired, distracted whisper as we fall asleep. Then we wonder why He feels distant. He is not distant. He is just not being given anything. Matthew 6:21 says, "Where your treasure is, there your heart will be also." Look at where your time goes, and you will find your heart. The screen has your treasure. That is why it has your heart. Sign 6. You perform your life instead of living it. Somewhere along the way, the moment stopped being enough. The sunset had to be captured. The meal had to be posted. The worship service became a thing to record instead of a thing to enter. You are no longer present in your own life. You are curating it for an audience that does not care. And the applause of strangers has become more real to you than the presence of God. Galatians 1:10 asks, if I were still trying to please people, I would not be a servant of Christ. You cannot worship God and perform for people at the same time. One of them will always be watching the other. Sign 7. You feel it is wrong, but you cannot stop. This is the sign that tells you the truth about all the others. You have felt the conviction already. You have said tomorrow will be different. You have deleted the app and downloaded it again by nightfall. That is not weakness of character. That is the nature of a stronghold. The screen is engineered by brilliant people to be exactly this hard to put down. You are not fighting a bad habit. You are fighting a system built to hold you. And that is why willpower alone will never be enough. Only something you love more than the screen will ever free you from it. That something has a name, and he has been waiting the whole time. 7 signs. God is no longer the first voice you hear. You reach for the screen the moment you feel anything. You feel connected, but you are more alone than ever. You would rather be entertained than still. Your phone gets your best attention, and God gets your leftovers. You perform your life instead of living it. You feel it is wrong, but you cannot stop. If even one of those landed, do not push it away. That was not shame. That was God knocking on a door you forgot was there. He is not angry that a screen took his place. He is grieved because he knows what you traded away. He knows the peace you are looking for in that scroll is peace only he can give. So here is what to do, and it is simpler than you think. Tomorrow morning, do not reach for the phone. Reach for him first before the world gets a word in. Take one meal, one walk, one drive with no screen, and just talk to God. Let yourself feel the silence you have been running from. That silence is not empty. It is where he has been waiting. Start with 5 minutes. 5 honest minutes of nothing but you and God. You do not have to throw your phone in the ocean. You just have to take God off the waiting list. Put him back where he belongs. First, before the screen. The screen promises connection and leaves you empty. God offers himself and fills you completely. You already know which one has been telling the truth. One of them has been with you the whole time. Come back to the one who was never a substitute for your soul. Walking with God is not a feeling. It is a daily decision, and it starts the moment you put the screen down and look up. Keep walking with him.